Hello, everybody. Welcome back, Cancers, and welcome back to your love reading. Welcome to Queen Cancer Tarot. My name is Catherine, and we are about to get started with your reading for you versus them. And this is part 2. Please stay tuned to the end of this message for us. Regular channel updates. I decided to put them at the end of the video to save time and to get right into the message, you guys. All right. So give me just a second and we will get started. Okay, Cancers, I'm back. I am back. All right. So uh, basically, the overall energy that we got for your person, and for those of you who didn't check out part 1, the link is in the description box below. Please go and check that message out. We talked about Cancer's person's energy. All right. And this is someone new coming towards you. However, this person has a past. All right. And this is someone that appears to have some sort of financial um, uh, assets. Okay. This person has apparently does well for themselves. They were in the past, this person took care of someone in a financial way, right? Or they opened themselves up to someone in a financial way, right? And then that ended, okay? This relationship ended, and, you know, um, this person, there was some sort of a loss. And I feel like financially, this person took some sort of a loss because of the person they were with in the past, right? So, relationship ended. This new person is coming into this new connection, and I feel like they see potential, but they are very, very guarded. However, this is someone who has gone through some changes, and now this person is now open, right, to trying again. We have the Seven of Pentacles and we have the Fool, right? So they're willing to take a risk, right? They're willing to take a risk if it means that they're going to have what they want in the future, which is really the Two of Cups, right? This is what they want. Someone that they can count on here, someone that they can trust, someone they can trust. However, we have the Queen of Swords and we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse on top of the Empress here. And that Empress energy, Cancer, is your energy coming through. Now, one thing about the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse that I didn't mention in the previous reading is that is this is somebody who's resisting change. Like, they know that things have changed. They know that they're with an Empress, but at the same time, with the Queen of Swords, they're still protecting themselves. Do you know what I mean? They're still being guarded in a way. So when I mention prenuptial agreement, please don't get me wrong. I don't feel like this is somebody new who's just going to be proposing and telling you to sign a prenup. No, this is somebody who's very guarded. This is somebody who is going to protect themselves, or protect their finances should the relationship move on to the next phase, which is that Four of Wands energy that we saw, that commitment. So, should things go to the next level, all right, then this person is definitely going to be in that energy of being guarded here. However, We had the Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the King of Cups. That King of Cups represents someone who is committed, right? They're devoted to this person. But that Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups energy is someone who is extremely worried and also um, finding ways to kind of protect themselves at the same time. It's like they're not fully open. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like this person is going to be fully open right away, especially when it comes to their finances. We have the Eight of Swords, and again, the Seven of Pentacles is popping up. Okay, so twice we have the Seven of Pentacles popping up in this reading. Okay, here, when this person is in the current energy, which I feel like is now, you're meeting this person and they're taking a risk. Okay, they're taking a risk. And the reason why the Seven of Swords in the reverse, this is because I feel like you're very open with this person. They feel like they can trust you. They feel like you don't play those types of games when it comes to, money. You know what I'm saying? They just feel like they can trust you. You have the Sun card here, right? With the Death card in the reverse. So again, it's like they know that you're honest, they know that you're an open book, but at the same time, they're being very hesitant because of what they had to deal with in the past. So now, Cancer, we're going to look at your energy. Um, we want to see what your overall energy is right now. Cancer, how do you see this person? How are you going to respond to their guarded behavior? You know what I mean? How are you going to respond to them? What are the challenges that you're going to face? Okay. Are there any outside influences on your side, on your person's side, perhaps? Any third party energies that may be factors in this connection? Um, and I think that's all we'll have time to, and maybe some advice. All right. And then we'll take it into an extended um, if if it comes to that. So let's just see how this goes. I'm going to pull some oracle messages for you. Um, but again, just keep in mind that your person's energy, again, is someone who is guarded, yet opening up because they feel they can trust you, right? That's the energy that I'm getting. It's not that they don't trust you with the Queen of Swords energy here and that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's not that they don't trust you, right? It's just that they're not fully ready to open up in that way. Okay. They're still wanting to protect that part of them. They're open in every other way. It's just financially, they're wanting to protect themselves. It is what it is. It is what it is here. All right. And again, this is because of what their previous relationship went like. I don't know if they went bankrupt. Okay. With that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, this person could have lost a lot of money. Um, Somebody could have taken a lot of money from them. They could have been married with the Queen of Pentacles. It does to the Queen of Pentacles here, so that could have been a situation where they married this person, right? And say they didn't have a prenuptial agreement in place, right? So that may be the case here because you can't trust everybody. You just can't. So, and that's sad. That is sad here. So here we go. Let's pull Oracle for you, Cancer. I usually, sometimes I'll do a recap of part one. Sometimes I don't. Felt like I needed to do a recap. All right, let's see. Tell me about Cancer. Tell me about Cancer, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Tell me about Cancer, please. Something fell out. Okay, so we take whatever falls out of this box. I have the lid over it while I'm pulling from it. Okay. Tell me about Cancer. All right, let's stop there. Okay, so let's see. First card for you, we have back and forth. Okay, back and forth. So I feel and this is your energy, Cancer. So you may be in a phase where you're not even sure what you really want to do. So you may not be putting forth a lot of time or effort into um, trying to be with this person. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like, again, this is somebody who's kind of like not really sure. So I feel like you may not even know if you want to be with this person. Again, I was getting the energy that you are unaware. There's something that you're kind of like aloof, like over your head right now. And I don't know if it's this that this person has this issue going on, or that this person even has money like that. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll find out. So, feeling obligated. Like I said, Cancer, I feel like you may not even be really putting any effort into anything very serious when it comes to this person. I feel like you may not be at a place where you want to be obligated to one person. And with back and forth, you may be dating others. You may be, not just dating this one person. There may be others that you are, you know, communicating with, going out with, courting you. Um, so again, I feel like you're not even really, you may not even really be looking at this person the way they think you are. That's kind of what I'm getting here. So look, bound in the reverse, okay? So the opposite of that is free, Cancer. Again, I'm getting an energy of you being very, very free. You don't have to clock in to anybody, you don't have any obligations to anyone, okay? You don't have to answer to anybody. You're just dating. You're just dating. You're not even looking for anything long term. right now, is what I'm getting. Look, different pages in the reverse. Different pages in the reverse. I feel like you think that you may be on the same page with this person, which is why you're not really making a big deal out of the fact that they're not like committed or wanting to talk about commitment or wanting to really like be in that energy right now. I feel like this person thinks that you're into them like that, so they're kind of but you're not even looking at them in that way. As a matter of fact, you're not wanting this. I don't think you're looking for a commitment right now, Cancer. So what's funny is that you think that this person is on the same page as you, which is why they're acting this way. But it's not. It's not. So let's see. So this says save for a rainy day, and it's in the reverse. Save for a rainy day in the reverse. And when I think of save for a rainy day in the reverse, and the fact that this is green, this has to tell me that this is referring to money in some way, right? And it's in the reverse here, which is giving me an energy of money is not an option for you. This is exactly the energy that I was saying that you were giving before. I feel like, Cancer, this person is over, like, I feel like they're kind of over playing their hand, because I feel like they're worried about something that you're not even, it's not even in your energy to even be concerned about. Money is not an option for you. What does this last card say? It says bring only what you can carry, and it's in the reverse. This is someone who has a lot of bags, baby. This is all that I can get from this. I'm getting the way that I'm pairing these cards up. To me, I read into everything when it comes to this reading. The way the cards look when they're next to one another, all of that, the colors. A lot of times it just depends on whatever I'm picking up on intuitively, whatever messages that I'm getting. I make sure that I speak on it when I get it. And this tells me, baby, Cancer, you have your own bags. You're protecting your own bags here. What's funny is it's I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get the Queen of Swords again. I'm going to use a different deck for this reading, but I feel like you're in the same energy this person is in. They feel like you're, but you're both really on the same page. You're on the same page as this person, but they just don't realize it. You're just as protective about your money as they are, okay? And they're worried about making the wrong decision. Okay, fruits of their labor. Look at this, 7 of Pentacles again, y'all. Look at it again. Fruits of labor. This is like 7 and 9 of energy. Okay. See that this is them. This is their energy. And I'm gonna reshuffle now because I'm pulling for your energy. But just as a reminder from that last reading, these were the cards under the deck. They're worried about making a wrong decision because they have money, but what they don't realize, Cancer, is that you have your own. Okay? You have your own. I'm leaving those cards in the deck. If they come out again, it's not going to be a coincidence. I'll tell you that much. Some of y'all can call it a coincidence. But I just feel like you both are in the same energy. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these same cards came out. But I am going to pull from a different deck to clarify for your energy. All right, but let's pull some more oracle for you, Cancer. Tell me about Cancer, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Tell me about Cancer. Tell me about Cancer's energy. Okay. So it says looking here. Okay. Looking. Seek and you will find. And I feel like with looking here, Cancer, I feel like again this is another sign that you also have your eyes open. This person is not the only person that is watching their back or watching you or what you know what I'm saying, watching their person. So yeah, your eyes are open here. You see that? So you're looking just like this person, I feel like, is watching. And then look, fertility. Look, abundance. This is your energy, Cancer. Empress energy coming through. Okay. Energy, Empress energy. Don't sacrifice family for career. Interesting. Again, being very protective, right? Of your abundance, being protective of your own abundance here, right? And just because you are perhaps looking for a connection or looking for a soulmate does not necessarily mean you are willing to risk that, Cancer. So I feel like you both may be, like I said, on the exact same page here. Okay. These cards came out in the reverse here. Look, endings and independence. This is the death card in the reverse. And independence here in the reverse. You guys. It's time to say goodbye. Don't depend on others. So you, on the other hand, are trying to be more trusting. You see what I'm saying? I feel like Cancer's you, which is a little bit different than your person's energy. I feel like you are more open to trusting someone while you're still being vigilant, you're still looking. However, you're abundant, you're not worried about it. We have limitations here under the deck. And look, wrong decision. Look at this. Under the deck, limitations and wrong decisions. Same card, that came out for your person. Same exact energy. Exact same energy. It says here, y'all, look at this. I can't make this up. Let go of your worries. Didn't I tell you, Cancer, that you are more open, you know what I'm saying, and less stressed and worried about your abundance than this person is? Which tells me, when I said that, listen, we had talked about having bags, okay, multiple bags, bring only what you can carry, and it's in the reverse. That means having a lot of bags here. I feel like you have more abundance perhaps than this person. And what's funny is this person is more worried about you than you are about them, when it should be the hello. Can you relate? Can you comprehend what this message is saying? Y'all are both on different pages, but on the same page at the same time, but on two different pages. This person doesn't even realize who they're talking to. They don't even realize who they're dealing with here. We have the fast changes card here. Okay. Take bold steps forward. So you may have to flex on this person. And the reason why I say this is I feel like this person needs they need a reminder, because look, we have the Emperor, and for them, their energy, we have the Emperor and the Temperance card in the reverse. This is somebody who has to have control, or it's like it has to go their way, or otherwise no way at all. It's not happening. And the reason why, again, is this person is they don't want to lose it all again. They don't want to lose everything. So they have to be in control of this aspect. But you're going to flex on this person in a way that they don't understand. They can't comprehend. And once you flex on them, and it's not going to be in a way to put them down or anything like that, but it's just a way to kind of settle their soul that you don't need or want their coins. Okay? They can be rest assured that you are not going to um, try to take them to the bank, so to speak. Like, that's not even part of your vocabulary or your style. It's not your stilo, Cancer. And that is what I'm saying. So I'm going to pull a few more oracle for you, and then we're going to move on and see. Huh, that's funny. I didn't expect it to turn, for the tables to turn quite like this. But I kind of felt a type of way when I was looking at your person's energy, at how, hard they were going with this. You see what I mean? As if you were going to try to take something from them. I knew it had to be something to this. But let's just see. And I'm not putting this person down or anything like that, but it's going to be funny when this person realizes that you are the table. Once again, I think I said this in another reading. But you are the table, and everything that is on it. You don't have to worry about the chairs, you know, the decorations. You don't have to worry about that. So we have blocked of swords that we saw on your person's side. Hello. Okay. Hmm. So, Cancer, you may stop reaching out to this person. You may pick up on this person's energy, and you may kind of completely shut down and like let this person know, like, I'm sorry, I'm busy today, or I'm busy this weekend, I'm busy next weekend as well. You know what I mean? You may be a little annoyed by the fact that this person is feeling some type of way. We have soulmate here. This is the second time, Cancer. This is the second time on both sides that I'm getting soulmate coming through. Okay. So again, I feel like you have, regardless of however, whatever feelings you have for this person, I feel like you are still in the energy of wanting to show this person that, you know, you're the prize and you are not like codependent in any way. So what's funny is what fell out the card. What fell out the card? What fell out the deck? There are two cards that fell out. We have longing and cutting ties. Look at this. Didn't I just say this? Even though you want to be with this person, by cutting ties with them, I feel like is showing them that energy of, I'm not codependent on being connected to you in any way. I'm not pressed. Do you see what I'm saying? Not pressed. But we have intimacy under the deck, and we have vacay. Look at this. Okay, so again, Cancer, I feel like there's an energy of you being very, very relaxed, your energy, your aura when it comes to this person, even though there is definitely a lot of, feel like, passion when it comes to this person, or there's this mutual connection that you have with them, but you're also willing to disconnect at the same time, just as quick as you are to show that you care. So, this is again, I feel like, going to create a bit of longing when it comes to this person's energy. The more you cut ties, the more they're going to want to be close to you and be like, well, wow, Cancer is not even bothered. Pressed for what I have. And they're going to start to take a closer look at you. And when they do look at you with looking and fertility, they're going to realize that you're just as abundant, if not more abundant, than they are. Right? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So let's see what the tarot has to say when it comes to you, Cancer. Tell us about Cancer, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. I hope you guys hear me over the fan okay. I've been getting kind of warm during these readings, so I've been keeping the fan on to prevent that from happening. Okay, let's go ahead and cut these cards. Tell me about Cancer, please. All right. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides, tell us about Cancer. We're going to look at past, current, future energy, and then we will clarify. Since we're running on time a little bit, I think I will take this into an extended. So any links for the extended messages will be available below. The extendeds are only $11. So feel free if you're interested. Me about Cancer, please. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Okay, we have the Devil here and the Fool. Look at that. Okay, Capricorn, Aries energy. Oh, well, sorry, I'm going to put these back in the deck. Not sorry about that. Cards just kind of slipped. Tell me about Cancer. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Tell me about Cancer, please. Current energy. What's the current energy for Cancer? Ooh, okay. 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 Just what I thought. Look at this, y'all. Queen of Swords in the reverse and the Queen of Cups. Can I get it closer so you can believe me? Look at that. That is your energy, Cancer. Strong Capricorn, Cancerian energy, Aries energy. Tell me about Cancer, please. Future energy for Cancer. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Tell me about Cancer, please. Yeah, just like I thought and just what I said it is what it is. Y'all, we have the Eight of Pentacles and we have the Four of Pentacles. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't I say that you were protecting your finances just as much as the other person was? Under the deck, we have the Page of Wands, the Three of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the Ace of Cups here, y'all. Look at that. And we have the Six of Cups here, which is very good energy. And I'll put the Six of Cups here under the Strength card, just like I did for your person's energy. Let's move that here, move that here. Okay. So what's funny, the funniest thing here is, like I said, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, and this is in the future energy, Cancer, you are going to be focused on taking care, doing you, taking care of your money, protecting your wealth, protecting your finances, protecting your energy. The same thing that this person is doing, except that person will energy of being very defensive. I feel like with the Queen of Swords in the reverse seated next to the Queen of Cups, I feel like there's an energy of, you know, I feel like you might even be a little annoyed, okay, by the fact that this person is even like looking at you in this way as though you can't take care of yourself type energy. I don't know. I'm getting an energy of it's, I don't think you're going to be annoyed like in a bad, mad way. I feel like it's just more so a principle. Do you know what I mean? Because again, I feel like this is someone that you're just meeting. This is someone new. I have the devil and I have the fool. So again, I feel like you may have also had some sort of person that you were connected to in the past, and I feel like with the fool here, this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning, and this is also a risk that you're taking. So I just feel like you're annoyed because this person feels like they're the only one that's taking a risk. Do you know what I mean? Because that devil can also represent fear, right? And I feel like you're just as afraid of, taking a risk or being in a connection with someone as this person might be. Okay. With the Page of Wands and the Three of Swords, this also is an indication of not wanting to make any quick decisions that are going to lead to any sort of loss on your part. However, with the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Cups here and the Six of Cups, you're willing, right? You're willing to um, take things to the next level because you feel like this is a very strong potential that you can have a Ten of Cups with this person. So you have a lot of good positive vibes when it comes to this person with that Six of Cups energy. And this person also had Six of Cups in their reading. So you can go back and look at part one if you want, but the Six of Cups was definitely on their side. So, you know, again, I feel like that person is being very controlling, right? Their way or no way, but they're only looking at things from their side. They're not looking at it from your side of the fence. Like you have just as many coins as that person has, if not more. Add up the pentacles on this side and then add up the pentacles on your person's side. Let's see what we get. All right, let's see what we get. So let's go ahead and clarify here. I'm going to use a different deck to clarify. Bye bye, deck. I love using this deck, y'all. All right, so this is just a classic tarot. Okay. All right, so tell me about this devil energy here that we're looking at. And I know I'm going to have to relight my incense while I'm on the subject. I was already lit before I started the reading, folks, so that's why it went out so quickly. Give me just a second. All right, let's get to it. Not to it, but to do it. For those that can dance or clap your hands to it. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. So Tell me about this devil energy in the past for you, Cancer. Some sort of fear or some sort of toxic person, or it could have been a toxic connection or relationship that was toxic that you're coming out of. And there's a fear of taking a risk with someone new. Tell me about this double energy. Holy Spirit, angels, and guides. Okay, so yeah, Seven of Wands, Cancer. You're being very protective when it comes to your territory, not letting people get too close. Okay. And we have the King of Wands. And I feel like this is when it your plans for the future, or anything that is going to affect your future plans, being very protective, very defensive. Okay. So again, this can heavily relate to someone's finances, okay? Your savings, everything that you've worked for. Okay. And with the Fool, this is, you feel like as if you're taking a risk here. Tell me about the Fool energy here for Cancer. Tell me about the Fool. And we have the Tower here. See, this is two things. I feel like there's an energy to make any moves that are going to cause um, some sort of an ending. And I also feel as though you don't want to risk everything, or you don't want to risk losing everything suddenly. You know what I mean? Because you've made a bad decision. Again, that's why this changes card and that bad choices card came through, right? See, wrong decision, right? And it came through for you and your person. So for you, it's about moving too fast. That's why we also have the Page of Wands. This also represents making quick decisions, not taking the time to think things through wisely here. And I feel like this is again what Spirit is saying, to focus on making good decisions that are going to be good, that are going to protect you, that are going to protect your future here. That Four of Pentacles is all about protection, and this is in the future energy here. So, and with the under the deck with the Tower, we have the King of Swords. Okay, again, this is you being very much like, this is that police card. This is the card of security. Anytime you see the King of Swords, you think of security, policeman, someone guarding something, someone taking authority in this situation, and this is you. Okay. Um, yeah. Also, it can represent someone coming in, causing a lot of problems, and leaving you in ruins. And this is what happened in the past. And so, um, by being very protective, very guarded, protecting your future, your finances, your savings, this is the way of you protecting this never happening again. But I feel like there's a way that you've already done this. I feel like you've already taken those protective steps. The King of Swords is also a defensive energy. So you've already taken some sort of steps in the past to protect yourself, which is why I feel like you're sitting in a position here where you're not even bothered, Cancer. You're not worried at all. You're not stressed. Tell me about the Queen of Swords in the reverse. We have the High Priestess. Didn't I say you were going to not you're going to block this person? This is that energy. And this is also an energy of you being ascended. And I don't want to say one, but it is going to kind of be above you, Cancer, because you're not focused on this person's finances in this way. And I also feel like you're not even looking at this person in that sort of energy as like long-term commitment. So I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you may go quiet on this person. And look, we have the 10 of Wands here underneath the deck. Okay, so this talks about some sort of stress, okay? Pressure here is what I'm telling you. Again, I feel like you are going to be putting some sort of pressure on this person by going quiet or within yourself, okay? But again, I feel like with the Ace of Swords, like this person is going to be getting some sort of clarity about the situation. Like you're going to be revealing to this person that this is not, you're not even on that page. Like that's not even something you're even worried about. Tell me about the Queen of Cups here. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. Because I feel like there's still a very loving, very nurturing energy about you, even though you may not be going towards this person. I don't feel like you're doing it in a negative way. Tell me about the Queen of Cups, please. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. Look, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, so two things are going on here. I feel like even though there are some genuine feelings that you may have for this person, with that Eight of Cups, I feel like there's more of like it's almost necessary, or you have like a responsibility to walk away. The 10 of Wands represents a responsibility or even a duty. And I feel like it's your duty, okay, even though you have a lot of feelings for this person, you feel like it's your responsibility to walk away from them right now, to show them um, that, you're not codependent in any way. You see what I mean? Under the deck, look, Six of Wands. See, it's an ego thing. It's also a thing of you're going to be just as successful without them as you would be with them. And I feel like you may need to show them that, and they may need to see it. There's nothing wrong with this on any level. I don't I don't blame your person's energy. I don't blame your energy. I don't feel like either person is in the wrong. Um, I do feel like your person is a little bit more controlling. Um, do you know what I mean? Um, however, however, it's all good. To lose, okay? And you do as well, Cancer. And I feel like with that Eight of Pentacles, you're getting ready to focus on your work, focus on making your money, okay? Focusing on growing your empire so you can show this person, listen, I'm not chasing your bags. I have my own bags to carry. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles, please. Tell me about this Eight of Pentacles. Look at this, baby. Justice. Okay. Justice. Do you see how the scales are balanced when it comes to the Justice card? Libra energy, by the way. Like I said, there, and this is also a strong indication that, like I said, you are both on the same pages here. This could also be twin flame. The timing could just be off, and your person may just need to see you in this energy prior to moving forward. And look, we have the Five of Swords, okay? but we have the Ten of Cups sitting behind it. So this Five of Swords is, again, is somebody who's afraid, or there's some sort of fear, right? Also, this is can talk about somebody who is some sort of intimidation energy. So somebody may feel intimidated here. Hmm. They may feel intimidated by the fact that you are focusing on yourself, but they're going to soon see, Cancer, right? Why? Let's see here. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. Tell me about the Four of Pentacles. So interesting enough, we got the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So someone's going to be reaching out to you. Someone's reaching back out. Okay, so your person was guarded. Your energy is also in an energy of being protective or protecting yourself. And now this person is going to reach out. Look at this, Five of Pentacles. Well, well, well. Now this person feels alone, or they feel as though you're walking away. Or Cancer, with the Five of Pentacles, they're actually seeing that the value, you see what I'm saying? That the real pentacles are actually, is it was on the other side of the fence, if you know what I mean. Like, they were more worried about you hurting them, when really they should have been more concerned about, not getting left behind in this sense. Look, we have the Page of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. See what I'm saying here? Look at this. See? This is you. You're worried about protecting your own pentacles here. You're not capping for this other person's pentacles. You're capping for your own. Look at this, Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, y'all. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. See what I mean? So this is you being in that energy of, listen, I have my own pentacles over here to protect, and they're just you. I have just as much to lose as you. Interesting here. Like I said, I have just as much to lose as you. The Devil energy with the Three of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, y'all. That is crazy. Y'all, we're going to look at the rest of this. Okay, we're going to look at the challenges. We will look at any outside influences or third party energies that may be involved here, how that may be affecting the connection or not, and the advice. And we'll look at the final outcome in the extended. I love you guys. Like the video. I love you guys so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.